do you think that you have the right to silence me?
I always said that I don't want to be heard, I want to be felt. I don't want to make my mark, I want to make my dent.
I didn't realize at the time that I was actually one of the biggest activists and largest organizers of white nationalism and alt-right in the United States.
They are what is considered by most people sort of your button-up white supremacists, your suit and tie Nazis.
Arguably, what they spew, while it's hateful and deplorable, is political speech, and so therefore it's protected under the Constitution.
Pat, why are you letting the fascists down here? You've got us blocked off, but you're letting the fascists come and harass us? We want them out of here now, damn it, or we're coming over the fucking barrier.
I can't walk in fear, and we don't walk in fear, you know, and I thank God for that.
Honestly, I wanted to make sure that when I left this earth, there would be something left behind that was worth a damn.
What's going on? It is 9 o'clock on a Friday, 13th. And I'm Lamont Jenkins, and joining us today is Christian Perez. And I'm gonna let him say hi. Yeah, it's funny you're saying that when we get the news about what's happened to the Praireland, and it's a little rough right now. For those who don't know what's going on, like I said, we're just getting this news now. Just maybe a couple hours ago, we got the news that there had been some the anti-fascists that were dealing with things down in Texas were convicted, and I'm gonna read it, and this is not the easiest thing in the world for me to do, but because for those who, and I always have to say this every show, but because of my aphasia that I have picked up in the strokes, I have a hard time reading things out loud, but we're going to make an effort of it here because people need to know this. All right, I have the yes, is that if you want to read that, if you want to go ahead and do that, better than yeah, just read it as is. Just read it as is.
and shooting at police officers who responded. One officer was struck in the neck with a bullet and survived. So last September, as you all know out there, the Trump administration designated Antifa as a domestic terror group. Critics, including us here at the Idavox Report, argued that Antifa, which is short for anti-fascist, is as an ideology and not an actual group with an organized leadership structure and membership. And subscribing to a specific ideology is not a crime, right? We're all protected under the First Amendment. Unfortunately, the Trump administration does want to wage war on the First Amendment. So the first charges in the Praireland case were filed weeks after the terror designation. The 9 defendants face a total of 65 charges that included attempted murder, aiding terrorists, and weapons charges. The Alvarado Police Chief Teddy May welcomed the verdicts. He says, so apparently one of the main defendants, a guy by the name of Benjamin Song, the police chief said that, about Benjamin Song, that he made some poor decisions and it seems likely he's now going to have to be paying his debt to society. The police chief said that the convictions bring closure to the injured police officer, his family, and the department. Many officers were doing their job. Teddy May, who is the police chief, said that officers were doing their jobs when they came under fire and thanked investigators and prosecutors for their work. So the verdicts of 9 defendants. So Autumn Hill, formerly Cameron Arnold, found guilty. Zachary Evans, guilty. Benjamin Song, guilty. Benjamin Song faces a minimum of up to 20 years to life in prison. Others, including, what's the name here?
Now, we don't have to, basically what I would say about the, so they were all found guilty of count 1, rioting. They were all found guilty of providing material support to terrorists. Guilty on 3 and 4th counts. Carry a explosive, using and carrying an explosive during a riot. Not guilty of attempting to murder an officer. And that's just for Benjamin Song, Autumn Hill, Zachary Evans, Megan Morris, and Marcella Ruda. I'm sorry if I said that name wrong, but they were not guilty of attempted murder of officer. That's count 5, and that's the same thing for count 6. But count 7, same thing, except Benjamin Song was found guilty. Discharging a firearm during a violent crime. There's 3 counts. And they only Benjamin Song was found guilty of all 3. Daniel Rolt, oh man, I'm sorry, people. Corrupting, concealing a document.
Yeah.
That was Daniel Sanchez Estrada. He was the only one found guilty of that. He was also found guilty, along with Marcella Ruda, for conspiracy to conceal document. Song Lee faces a minimum of 20 years and up to life in federal prison. Everyone else is looking up to 10 to 60 years. Sanchez Estrada faces up to 40 years, according to federal prosecutors. So that's, and like I said, I apologize for my reading, but that's what's going on right now.
It's hard out there. It's hard out there to be anti-fascist because the fascists are in control, right? They
Yeah.
have the White House, they have the media, they have the courts, they have Congress, they have millions of their shock troops running around the country. They have ICE, and it's not easy. It's not easy. So if you're going to go out there, you're gonna protest, you're gonna rally, whatever it is you do, just make sure you stay safe out there. Make sure you stay safe.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that one of the important things to say about it is that we are in the times that we've warned people about.
Exactly.
And so that also means that we should be the ones who know how to navigate these times. So we're honestly, I think we're going to be fine, but that does not mean that some of us aren't going to be jammed up. And I'm going to tell you flat out, whatever happens going forward for folks in Prairieland, I think the most important thing to do is make sure that they have all the support in the world.
Yeah, we're not going to forget about them, folks. I mean, we will keep updates constantly with our comrades in Prairieland. Part of the mission here at IDAVOX is to keep everyone else informed of what's happening in the anti-fascist world, particularly in the States, even though we do have a global reach. And we will keep you folks updated on what's happening at Prairieland.
Absolutely. And by the way, we did about 6 months ago interviewed a supporter. And that video is on the YouTube channel, One People's Project's YouTube channel. That's at One People's Project TV. That's the name of the channel. And actually, we're being seen. We're live right now on that channel. It's the first time we was able to do it with this show, and it won't be the last time. It was a little buggy with us before, but now I'm looking at it. When you see me looking back and forth over here, I'm checking to see what people because there's a live chat on there. And I think that's the case on Facebook too, because we're also live on Facebook as well as Substack. So looking forward to hearing what people have to say. Although I will bounce you if you're a Nazi. If I'm looking over here and I see some weird nonsense, then I'm just gonna ask you because we don't want to talk to you. I talked enough about you on in Sunday or Saturday, and boy, did we have a talk to you about that. I will get to that in a minute, but yeah, everybody remember keep your Prairieland in your thoughts and your prayers. I'm a praying man, so I will be doing that for sure. But that just happened. We're going to have hopefully more information about what went down that doesn't come from the mainstream media. Hopefully, your corn. Riot will have something written up, and we'll be able to post that on IDAVOX in the next couple of days or so. But it's time to go. We got to move on to some other things that are going on. And I guess right quick before we send any before we get to the topics of the day, it is Women's Month, Women's History Month in this March. So we want to keep on recognizing that, and I think it's important that we also talk about if we're talking about the things that reporting on the things that no one else will report on. Bottom line is we gotta talk about Ida. We're called IDAVOX for a reason because she was somebody who did that. And Ida B. Wells, I'm talking about. She is the namesake of this, of One People's Project. I'm sorry, of IDAVOX. And that's because she did what we're doing now then. She's our inspiration. And I'm going to let Christian come in on this one.
Well, I got a couple notes here, right? I mean, because Ida B. Wells, she had really like a fascinating life, and so I put some points together here because you know me, I don't have everything memorized, but Ida B. Wells, and she is the one that the IDAVOX report, our last program, and our website IDAVOX is named after. She was born in slavery. She was born into slavery in Mississippi in 1862. Her parents died in the yellow fever epidemic, and she ended up raising her siblings and spending an early part of her life as a school teacher, and that's how she supported her family later on. Interestingly, Daryle and I were speaking earlier about Claudette Colvin, and Claudette Colvin, of course, very much her story wrapped up with Rosa Parks. But interestingly, in 1884, Ida B. Wells challenged racial discrimination on a train after being forcibly removed from a first-class seat. So she went on a train.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, and then they made her move. And it's interesting when you think about like seating and public transportation in the history of this country. So we can go back to Plessy versus Ferguson and Homer Plessy, the results of that case talking about how separate, you could be separate but equal, and it wasn't until Brown versus Board of Education where they did away and they said that separate was inherently unequal. But going back to Ida, she became a journalist in Memphis, and her pen name was Lola. She became really intense in her activism after 3 of her friends were lynched in 1892. And, for those of you that are unfamiliar, and I'm sure this being an anti-fascist page, you are familiar with it, but the history of lynching in this country is incredibly grotesque. And when people talk about us not being a racist country, all you need to do is look at the history of lynching and violence against Black people and Black bodies to see that that's a lie. But I mean, in 1892, she exposed, the false justifications for lynching. In 1895, she documented statistics and the history of lynching generally in the United States. She helped found several organizations, including the National Association of Colored Women, because again, what we know is when they founded a lot of these organizations, so for instance, suffragette movements, a lot of times early on, women of color, poor women, immigrant women were excluded from these organizations. So later in life, she did remain active in civil rights and advocacy. She helped establish the Negro Fellowship League in Chicago. She was excluded from founding the leadership of the NAACP, unfortunately. A lot of times, Black radicals are written out of history, and if they're not written out, then they're out and out, pushed out. But nevertheless, her work documenting lynching and advocating for equality made her one of the most important early leaders of the civil rights movement, and we are proud to name our organization after her.
Mm-hmm. And that's why, I mean, it's so funny too, because when we named ourselves Ida Vox, it was funny because that's when I actually started to learn a lot more about her. You saw how about what I just said about how I didn't even remember the thing about her the streetcar situation. I forgot about that. I completely forgot about that.
Well, actually, she ended up winning that case. I have to go back to my notes. She actually ended up winning that case, but because our country was racist, the decision was actually later overturned.
Right, and
she's
been through. I mean, all the things that she had gone through, and I mean, we owe her a debt.
Yes,
we owe her a debt, 100%, and there is no way that I don't think we can repay it, but we're damn sure going to try with the work that we do here, and one of the things, speaking of, and she's our person that we wanted to talk about today for Women's History Month. There is as I said last week, there is a series of articles that we have on Ida Vox about important women. So a lot you're not going to know. And it's called, I believe, I can't believe I'm actually got to remember what it was, but it's Women Hold Up Half the Sky.
Yes, they do.
And if
probably more like 51 or 52% of the sky.
And we're struggling compared to them. I know they're. I mean, we gotta. My attitude is that we gotta step up. But yeah, check that out. We did it last year. We're gonna do it again next year, and we're also gonna do also bios like that for
Black History Month, like we did last year too. So check that out. There is something else that we need to talk about, however, and Kristen was talking, and yeah, when he brought this up, the title. Oh, I'm listing this as creeping fascism in Latin America. Christian, how accurate am I to write it that way?
I mean, creeping fascism. I mean, I feel like because fascism has never left Latin America, so I mean, it's never stopped creeping around. So I think that's a good way to put it. I mean, you've got there's almost like a line drawn in the sand in Latin America. You have those states that are kind of loyal to the United States and by extension now loyal to Trumpism. And then you have those states which are kind of resistant to U.S. hegemony and U.S. supremacy. So you have Trump trying to put together his shield of the Americas, this callback to the Cold War. I mean, and for a moment, let's take a step back. The whole project of MAGA, Trump, Project 2025 is to do away with all the gains of the 20th century. These people want to bring us back like literally 120 years. But this Shield of the Americas organization, it excludes an economic powerhouse like Brazil. Obviously, Cuba is not in it. Venezuela is not in it. Mexico, our neighbor to the south, is not in it. Colombia is not in it. There's a number of countries that want nothing to do with it because, frankly, as everyone knows, it's a scam. Just as is everything involved with Trump. And I know not everyone, I know that this is primarily an anarchist audience, but if you can bear with me looking back in our history, the leader of the Soviet Union, the original leader, Vladimir Lenin, he referred to the League of Nations, the precursor to the United Nations, as, quote, a thieves' kitchen or a den of thieves. Because what he did was he said, why would we put control of the world in the hands of the people who've been the biggest exploiters, right? The French, the English, the Americans. And this is going back to what the Shield of Americas is. I don't know what they're supposed to protect America from because they're the biggest predators out there. It's the Epstein class using its tentacles to spread into Latin America. It's a farce.
And one of the things that I saw this morning, or not this morning, yesterday, it was sent to me. Shout out to my friend Karen who sent this to me, who's probably watching right now. She sent me the story about the, I guess, grandson or some sort of relative, I don't know, of Pinochet.
Oh God!
In Chile,
Yeah.
He is now going to be running the country now. He's the president now, and he has pretty much the same politics.
The last leader.
Help me with that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been following Chileno politics. It's a shame that that they would go in that direction, but it's unsurprising. I mean, Chile, Argentina, a lot of these countries are severely scarred from the Cold War, and unfortunately, the media, the narratives, the church, the conservative culture in these countries is still incredibly powerful. They still get funding internationally. It's a shame because the previous leader, I guess he's still the leader, but not for much longer. Gabriel Boric, he was kind of like the young socialist leader. There was a lot of energy behind him. But then, now there's this new character. I was trying to remember his name. It was Cast, and he's the most conservative leader since Pinochet. And this is what's going to happen. They're probably going to get millions of dollars from the United States. A lot of that money is going to be funded into the pockets of the cronies of this government, and the everyday people of Chile are going to suffer. It's the same thing we're seeing in Argentina. It's the same scam we see throughout the region.
I want to ask you about Argentina because I was actually talking to somebody who talks to my friend Chad, hits me up all the time, straight up conservative. He'll say libertarian. I mean, if you go on to Twitter, you'll see a picture of him. His avatar is him posing with Ron Paul. That's him, and he's a black man. I mean, he's going to love the. Please put it out there exactly what is the problem with because he's talking about that maybe Argentina is the template, so to speak, and
I don't know.
I like that's the thing. I don't like Argentina is the template for what? Like Argentina, like I started studying political science in my early 20s, so it's 23 years ago. I'm dating myself, right? I remember reading articles about the economic crisis in Argentina. So this is something that's been going on for decades. Argentina suffered with dictatorship for a long time, and they've never seemed to been able to climb under that rock. They've had a number of presidents over the years, Kirchner's, oh my God, the Perones and whatnot. But they just can't seem to get a handle on their economic situation. And their current president, Javier Milei, I mean, he's just another loudmouth talking head, not unlike a Donald Trump, somebody who really shouldn't have anything to do with politics, but was able to swindle a sizable portion of the population into thinking he knows what he's talking about. He's crashing the economy. Argentina would be worse off than it was if the United States hadn't just given them $40 billion of our money that again, just like the money being spent in Israel, being spent in other places to kill children, is money that could have gone to our infrastructure, to our education, to our healthcare. But, you know, Latin America is a disaster. To call Latin America a template is to have an objective misunderstanding of what's happening in the region.
Exactly. And I mean, there's always going to be people that are pushing back.
Yeah.
But my attitude is we just got to just have, just like anything, just keep an eye on it, just straight up. And it's the times we are in today. It really is.
It is. And you know, it's just the Trump administration using taxpayer money to prop up a failing regime. I mean, we're doing it here, right? This bombing of Iran has low approval rating. Nothing Trump is doing has high approval. So, I mean, this is the last grasp of the Epstein class to try and settle international, or just set their international power. These are people who are in control, and they don't want to go away without a fight. But we know that, right? Was it Malcolm X who said power concedes nothing without a demand? It never has, and it never will. These people aren't just going to go. They're not going to go away quietly.
And they made their enemies known, by the way, who we're talking about. I mean, it's amazing how they're embracing Latin America, so to speak, and because considering how much they hate brown people. But if you notice, a lot of the leaders down there now, the more fascist one, aren't all that brown. But when they are brown, or when they're not Christian, then we start seeing some nastiness. I mean, pure nastiness. And that's what
if you don't play ball, they become racist really quick.
And that's what we're going to speak about next, because we got to bring up this nonsense that's been going on in the Senate, and not in the Senate, in the House, because all of a sudden we got these idiots who want to just all of a sudden just be about their hate mongering and such. I mean, a lot of people have been talking particularly. I'm going to show everybody Andy Ogles. Now, I should point out the fact that he is in a district that was gerrymandered to take power from those who live in, Nashville proper.
Yeah.
And this is what we're getting. This guy has been about this kind of hate mongering for a while now. And
there it is.
I mean, we're talking about what he said, in case you can't see it on the screen, is that he says Muslims don't belong in America society. Pluralism is a lie. Now, I can be annoyed. I mean, that's not annoying enough, only because he said the same thing about Latin America, about Latino history, culture as well, because during the Bad Bunny thing, which, by the way, had to have been the stupidest controversy this year, because I'm quite sure that we got more coming. But but he's telling people that he said the same thing. He said the same thing about Latin culture that he's saying about Muslims today. And if you notice in this thing that I just posted, just above that, he's trying to save white South Africans from genocide.
Oh God. Yeah, the same ones that are going back now, by the way, who, when they came here, wanted to know if they can go home during vacation, because as we all know, when you're suffering a genocide, you want to go back home during the holidays. I mean,
I didn't even know that part.
This is who, this is who these people are, Daryle. I mean, it's a whole cast of characters. Look, the economy is failing. Their little excursion in Iran is a disaster. Everyone in the world is feeling it. Trumpism is a failure. MAGA is a global, it is a national and global disaster, and they need to distract from that.
And that's what they're doing.
Epstein, war. How do you distract from Epstein in the war? Go back to being racist. It's the same playbook. BS wars, racism, lies, fear, constantly. Demonize Muslims. And if you're out there, if you're Jewish, if you're Irish, if you're Italian, right, and you're sitting there finding yourself agreeing with this right-wing anti-immigrant nonsense, you have betrayed your history and you have betrayed your own ancestors. That goes for any Southern European, Eastern European, any European that came to this country, or has ancestors, I'm sorry, who came to this country seeking a better life. You are betraying them. You are betraying your own history. And let me just say that and go on the record for saying that.
And let me speak on that one, because you're basically talking about somebody who's betraying their history. This is Congressman Randy Fine, who's been saying a lot of silly stuff over there.
Another one.
Yeah, he says we need more Islamophobia, less, not less. Fear. What is that? I got to make sure I got this right.
Fear of Islam is rational.
Yeah. And wait a minute. He's Jewish, I believe. And that is someone who should never talk like that.
Yeah.
No one should ever talk like that. But I don't know how it is people have not picked up on the fact that everything that they say about Muslims these past couple of months, years, I should say, is something that you heard them say word for word about Jews back in the day. Even now, I mean, they don't care, but we do. We do. I mean, and this is why we don't. This is why. And let me show you something else too, because Tommy Tuberit,
the whole clown car, Daryle, the whole clown car.
But this makes it even worse, because he retweeted a a tweet to try to go after Mandami in New York, and it's from a guy. It comes from end wokeness, and people never say anything. And this is the other thing that keeps on getting us in trouble. We don't call out the Nazis whenever, or the white supremacists, or the fascists, whatever you want to call them. We never call them out the way we should be. That website, or rather that page, apparently is being run by a guy named Jack Posobiec. And oops, that's the wrong one. Hold on a second. Let me change this right quick, because we're going to see that later. This is what I'm talking about right here. Posobiec, Jack Posobiec is somebody that we're going to go back to that one real good. You guys are going to love that one. He is an old military guy, intelligence. In case you haven't noticed, he's working with this rally here was of him with Richard Spencer. He put together, I mean, he is a white supremacist. He's always has been. He has articles written about him working with white supremacists publicly, but they keep giving him a pass. Right now, of course, he's working with Turning Point.
He's all over the place. And he was with OIN for a little while too, and he never really gets called out publicly. It is so bad. It is so bad is that I remember watching a guy named Jason Wetluck. He's another one of these ruckus types. He was reviewing the movie Sinners. And basically, it's like what this comedian Godfrey said about him. It's like he probably pretty much just watched the movie so he can shit on it.
Yeah,
and
that's all these people do. It's like Black Panther all over again.
Yeah. But in this case, he did it while he did it on screen with Kosovic, and I'm like, brother, for lack of a better term, what are you doing?
Nazi Mystery Science Theater 3000.
And that is, I mean, it's the kind of thing that we have got to keep. Here, feel people walking around right now in the house. So I'm just hoping I'm not waking anybody up, because I'm gonna because it's something that we need to talk about. And or no, I'll take that back. We got to do something about it, and that's why we went to why I went to New York last weekend. Because we've been talking about him a bit on the past couple of weeks on the show. This guy named Jake Lang, and yeah, he's another and I was upset because I wasn't able to catch up to him on in Minneapolis, but everybody else did.
Yeah.
Well, we heard that he was coming to New York. I found out a day early, a day before, and I was like, okay, I guess I know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So what happened was he decided he was going to protest New York Mayor Jack. I'm sorry, Zonami Mandami, and it was at Gracie Mansion. He wasn't there, but here's the fun thing about Jake Lang. He got there, and in case you haven't noticed, whenever you see him rallying, very few police come out to protect him, and that was what the deal was in the beginning. And after a while, the police started showing up and said, hey, okay, I guess we'll keep this guy from getting his behind kicked, which is very rare because he's always getting someone's getting, knocks his head around a little bit. And it seems to be escalating when it comes to him. Somebody always gets him. And this weekend, I was on the and for the record, I was on the other side of the of the block. I was at the other end of the block when all this went down. But I'm going to show you the video. But yeah, he almost got bombed out of existence. Now I don't want. Now let's be fair. That could have hurt a whole bunch of people on our side too. So
throwing a bomb is reckless, irresponsible, wrong, stupid. Yeah, all of the above.
But the thing is, and for certain reasons, I'm not going after them too much because there's just certain reasons why, and a lot of people are gonna flip out over that one. But the truth of the matter is, you don't do that. You don't do that when you're dealing with a crowd. This is not to say that I don't have that I want to protect Jake Lang, because he wants to do that.
Yeah, and I just want to say as an aside, people of color, gay people, trans people, stop defending white supremacists. When you see people like Jake Lang, when you see people throwing tomatoes and crap at him, stop getting in the way.
Yeah, if it's tomatoes, yes.
No, but like, just stop trying to protect white supremacists, because the very next day he's going to get up and he's going to do it all again.
And I got a little bit of video for people to watch and see exactly what was going on that day. because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. So let's take a look at it right now.
Patriots!
Oh, come on.
In New York City, the Crusaders have arrived. We got a pig roast, we got goats, and we're gonna kick Zoran Mondami's ass. Get him out of New York City. Shut up.
One day I'll remember how to remove videos when I'm done with them. Let me get rid of because I keep doing that. Where the heck
it's
is
all
it?
a learning process with this guy. But
it is.
Should we talk about the
is.
supposed? Oh, there it is.
Where the heck is it? Where the heck is it? I'm looking for the video I'm just trying to get rid of there he goes. Get rid of him. And now let's take a look at this video.
Patriots! We are here in New York City. The Crusaders have arrived. We got a pig roast, we got goats, and we're gonna kick Zoran Mondami's ass. Get him out of New York City. Shut up.
Jake, who is that?
This is the new Ayatollah of Iran right here. Come on. Leave the goats alone, Muslims. Fuck you,
Fuck you!
Fuck you! Leave the goats alone, Muzzies.
Oh, he's got a goat.
Come on, buddy. Get pussy!
Get the fuck out!
You're dead, baby! You're fucking dead! Get him up!
I came here a little early, or late. They're already on top of him. We're gonna play.
Nazis, go!
You love my beard! You love my beard! You love my beard!
Just like this voice.
Hey, what are you doing, man? What did he do?
He showed up. He showed up. That's what.
You're fucking disgusting, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Disgusting. Get out. Get out. Get the fuck out. Get out. Outside and then tell everyone else.
Hey guys, there was someone over there that wanted to know when the last time you made a girl come was. Is that something you can answer?
Hey, asshole. Somebody just threw a bomb at me. You fucking ignorant scum. Get the fuck out of here.
I would put you in my garden to send away evil spirits, but you are the evil spirit. It's a real shame. You look like a garden gnome. You guys, you've been doing it.
You're getting lucky, son. Getting lucky.
No sense in slap.
I gotta explain a lot that's going on that went on. First of all, much love to everybody that went out to take on that clown. But I got there because I actually didn't know exactly where Gracie Mansion was. I thought it was downtown. It was further up, and so I had to switch around and go back uptown. And by the time I got there, all hell had already started breaking loose. He came out with, so he figured he was going to provoke people by just coming up with every trope, racist trope or bigoted trope. Yeah. He can come up against Muslims. The pig roast, which, by the way, he had that roast right there. It was up against as you saw in the prompt. The prompt that it was up against a Israeli bistro, a kosher establishment that didn't want to have anything to do with those clowns. They really didn't. People
he showed
love
up to
that.
be Islamophobic, and he threw in a little bit of anti-Semitism too.
Yeah, and allegedly he's supposed to be Jewish.
Yeah, I mean, like all these Jewish people that don't think that they'll ultimately be on the chopping block, right? I mean,
I don't get it. I don't get these idiots.
They don't care because they don't really see it as happening. They think that they can control it, right? They don't they think that there's like this weird. They think that there's this universal whiteness, and that the West, which there's no such thing as the West, is like automatically equates to whiteness, and like it's like this weird convenience for far right Jewish people because they think that eventually they're not going to get sold out also. Like
Laura Loomer. Like Laura Loomer.
It's strange bedfellows. It's strange.
But anyway, what happened after? So there was a whole bunch of screaming. Another thing is that when he pulled out that goat, I'm being told this a lot, and this sounds about right. One, that was illegal. He should not have had the goat around like that. That's one thing. He also, and one of his other guys, this dude that calls himself White Rabbit, they both have flak vests. In NYC, no one else would have ever been allowed to do that. No one.
Yeah.
But these guys were allowed to. But they didn't get out of this unscathed because as you saw in McKinnis, who's this influencer on the right from down in Philly, he thought it was a good idea to start pepper spraying people, and he's facing a good number of charges for that.
Assault charges.
Yeah, that guy at the end, people are trying to figure out who he was. They're trying to find out who he is, but he comes to a lot of the right-wing events. Yes, we will. I don't think he got charges because the people he had hit did not want to put their names on any kind of police report or anything like that. So they probably could have just let him go, but that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay. We're going to find out who that clown is because apparently, from what I've been told, he shows up at all kinds of events like this. He went after folks during the trans rallies that were being held last year. So he's known in NYC as being some MAGA nutter and all of that. So but how much of one is a question. I mean, he carries himself like a Proud Boy. So I don't know, but I can't say for sure if he's part of that or not.
You never know with these types, Daryle. I mean, you would know better than I ever would, but I never really understood these types. I always saw them as kind of small-minded. So it's hard for me to kind of get in there. But I mean, you've been dealing with these people for decades now, so I think you kind of you're onto their MO.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. But it's like, I also want to send, like I said, I want to send love to everybody that was out there. Making sure that this was held down. It's been a busy couple of weeks for a lot of folks, especially with the war going on. And this wasn't his only Jake Lang's outing this weekend because he was harassing people the night before. But it was crazy. But the one thing that's important is that we're always there whenever they come out. But we also have to remember to recharge ourselves every now and again and remember and appreciate what it is that we do and why we do it. And that brings me to talking about Days of Unity, which is our effort. Now, everybody's been talking to me. I've been talking to people about this for a while. And Days of Week on May 9th, on the weekend of May 9th is going to be an event. It's going to be a time when we're asking people, put on an event or something like that, or some shows or something like that, just to celebrate John Brown's and Sophie Scholl's birthday.
I would say throw a party at your house. If you have a friend who's a poet, somebody who plays guitar, 20 years ago, any old school people, I say old school 20 years ago, there's people older than me, but the old New Brunswick art house days. If you have friends who are painters, who are fashion designers, who are bands, who maybe wrote a one-act play, give them a space in your house, invite some people over and just present some art, talk about unity, talk about how we can challenge capitalism and racism and homophobia, and just have a good time.
And what we're going to be doing, we got a show happening on May 9th in Philly. We'll give you a lot. If you go to I'm sorry, not One People's, but daysofunity.org, daysofunity.org, you'll see some information about the show that we are going to have on May 9th. We're going to have some more information once we get the bands lined up, and that's going to be our contribution. It's going to be our flagship event. But we want to see y'all do stuff too. Why not? And if you do have an event that you are putting on to represent the show or represent the weekend, let us know, and we'll make sure it's on the calendar on daysofunity.org. So let us. Let's get rocking and rolling. We got a couple of months, so it doesn't take long to get things together. So we are not turning point.
It's like a little bit after a week after May Day. You celebrate May Day, and then on the 9th you come and you party with us.
Yeah, and that weekend, well, the week before, I guess we're going to be in Binghamton for the anarchist book fair. So May's going to be busy for us.
Busy time. It's going to be a busy time. Yeah. Yes, it is.
And it's going to be nice. I mean, it was nice. I mean, we got a little bit of a taste of what it's going to be like this week, but weather-wise, but things are really going to start getting hot. And we really got to make sure that we are in tune with each other as we go forward with everything this year, because it looks like it's something that I just keep telling everybody. If we are already amped up, as cold as it is in towns like in cities like Minneapolis, and how cold it was on Saturday. If we're doing it in the winter like this, imagine what's going to happen when we start warming up. Or as I tell people, wait till we thaw out.
It's going to be a hot summer, Daryle. 2026 is going to be a hot summer.
And hopefully it'll be hot enough where we don't have to wait to the November to start dealing with all of our issues. But with that, I just want to say, everybody, just keep your head, because we are going to be just fine in the next couple, because we are fine. We deal with these folks all the time. We are. And next week, hopefully we'll be able to talk to you a lot more about what's going on with Praireland, and hopefully we'll be able to get somebody on the show. Maybe we get somebody on the show that can talk about it. We'll see what's up, because we're not going to forget about them. In the meantime, y'all, I'm glad that everybody was able to join us here on YouTube and on Facebook. Now you know where we are on Facebook and YouTube. Don't be strangers. And we're also on Instagram, and we're on Threads. We're on Twitch, I think. No,
I mean, you're on TikTok.
We're on TikTok. I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok at
I don't
Perez
know.
Podcast.
Where is it? Say it again.
I'm on TikTok at Perez Podcast, and I had been kicked off TikTok multiple times when I got into it with the QAnon people, but I'm back at Perez Podcast, and I've recently started reposting some stuff. I'm probably going to start releasing new content also.
Yeah, and if you guys are looking for me on what you would call it, on what they call TikTok. Yeah, I think I'm just Lamont Jenkins. I'm usually, that's what I am on Instagram. That's what I am on. Well, I don't do anything on Twitter anymore, so it doesn't matter. But I believe I'm Lamont Jenkins on TikTok now too, because that's basically my general
name. And if anybody, and I should tell you also this too, it's more than just
I have you as at Notorious DLJ.
Is that what that's what I am on? Okay.
Notorious DLJ, which is an awesome name, by the way. I mean, you get an extra 10 points for that. That's cool.
Well, it's also my Cash App.
Yeah.
I didn't know I used that on TikTok. I actually forgotten. Okay. That's a fascia too.
That's okay. We're coming to TikTok. We'll just bigger push into TikTok.
And I have some pretty good videos on that. You also see them sometimes on on Instagram, because I usually do both. But listen, I was trying to say that, you know, it's more than just being online. We want to do more than just that, which is one of the reasons why I want to just let everybody know. Y'all helped us out a lot last year when we was going through some issues with our finances. But now we're getting to the point where we really want to do something. We know that you guys want to support us. You want us to just go forward and build something. And one of the things that we really want to do is have a space, have a place where people can come and have meetings, and I mean, you know, a safe space for anti-fascists and all. We want to build a library, education, studios. We want to do rooms where people can have events like conferences and things like that. And we're going to do it in Jersey, but we're going to need your help with that. So one of the things we're asking people to do is, you know, straight up donate to onepeoplesproject.com. So One People's Project. And this is how you can on onepeoplesproject.com/donate. And it's tax deductible, which drives the right insane, as I can tell from all the articles that they have written complaining about it.
Be the anti-fascist pipeline. Give us money.
Yes, please do. It will be done. It will be used properly. Trust me. I'm not somebody who wants to drive a big car, or I can't even say Lamborghini.
No Papi Chulo cars. No Papi Chulo cars for us.
No, not for me. No, not for us. No, it's not me. It's not me. May buy some more guns, maybe, but it's still within the. But that's not the focus. We want to build something that everybody can enjoy. That it's basically money that you will be. You'll get a return on your investment. You will be able to go to your investment. So, and honestly, we want to do it within the year. We want to start building within the next year. So hopefully by summer we can start doing things, but that all depends on how much you can help us out. So I think that's all I can say right now, except thank you for being here, Christian.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me, Daryle. Thank you to all the fans, the friends, the comrades, all the activists out there, everyone getting us information. Please remember to look out for one another, and then just take care of all yourselves out there.
Yeah, same. And then I co-sign on that one, man. It's like, it's going to be crazy, but we're crazier. So take care, everybody. Until the next time, which will be next week. And we're having a ball. We're having a ball, but we're keeping our heads about ourselves as we do it. So take care, y'all. Peace.
Four bands, 9 songs, one good
Daryle,
song,
do you think you could send me a copy? Oh, hey.
over to onepeoplesproject.com and get your copy of this important CD.